Howdy, Reed Desert Boy here. Hey, here I am up here in from Big Sky Country up here, kind of Big Gray Sky Country up here today in Montana, also known as the Treasure State. And Reed Desert Boy has got this kind of, what's he got the hat on for? What's up with the hat? Well, being born in Arizona and Nevada, cowboy hats are, pretty common and pretty familiar to me, and they are up here quite a bit as well. So, I did get to go do something this weekend I'm wanting to do for a while, which is follow up on Cowboy Action Shooting, and went and saw a nice demo and intro by the local Cowboy Action Shooting Club up here, and they did put on a nice demonstration. Also had some hands-on, and I thought it was nice that they had some single action 22s and lever action, and then like 410 and 20 gauge shotgun, just to give people a chance to see what the feel is. And followed that up with a little bit of 45 Colt if you wanted to try it. Now, if any of you have been following me very long, 45 Colt's just about my favorite caliber. So I'm thinking about, I got kind of a full schedule right now because of things going on with my wife's retiring and things like that. But there's some matches coming up. In fact, there's a state match coming up next month that I'd really like to go to. And I'm going to follow up with them more. Kind of got my alias kind of figured out, I think, but I haven't made it official yet. So the one thing I will show you is what do I have to get started. Well, usually in most classes, you need some kind of holsters, of course. You need two revolvers, single action revolvers that meet whatever criteria of the type of cowboy action shooting class that you're in. Lever action of some kind that meets that criteria, as well as a shotgun. And mostly they're double barreled, or there's, I believe, an 1897 Winchester pump one that's allowed. Then there's a whole nother class called Wild Bunch, which allows a little more modern guns, including the 1911. But anyway, I'm more interested in the cowboy action shooting. So what do I have already that can help me get started? Well, if any of you have been following me very long, you know how much I love the 45 Colt. And one of the things I already have is a nice 45 Colt Ruger Vaquero, which we'll check in here to show that it's unloaded. And I happen to have a cross draw holster, though I just bought one that I think will be a little better fit. I've been looking at since I got rid of my Taylor's and Company, I've been missing my, Uberti or Pieta, which I'd kind of like to have, which is more authentic looking 1873. But until I get that, I do have another 45 Colt, which I think most of you have seen as well, which will be a little bit of a draw trying to get that out of the holster. I'll probably wear this on strong side, of course, although it could be maybe better to wear it cross draw. But we can see that that's unloaded, also in 45 Colt. Nice looking gun, huh? I should give you a better look at that Ruger too, shouldn't I? Boy, it's hard to get this thing in the picture. And of course, I got this nice Galco holster for it. And of course, with this one, we'll take another look at it real quick because it's just such a fine looking gun. This one happens to be a convertible, but we'll stick with talking about the 45 Colt aspect of it right now. But just a nice gun. They do have a Bisley, or some people call it Beasley, 45 Colt convertible Blackhawk down at my local gun store, along with this Uberti case hardened 45. So pretty tempting, but I need something else still. One thing I gotta have is I gotta have a rifle. And in my case, usually you want it to match up with your pistol. So I've got this Rossi R92, which I will show you is empty. And boy, I really like this gun. This gun shoots so nice. I love the iron sights on here, Now, people in the cowboy action shooting world, I know they work their weapons up to perfection for their competition. I'm just, you know, doing it for probably some competition, but for some fun. And what's the one thing I have missing? Well, we got two pistols. I still call them pistols sometimes, but two revolvers. And we got a rifle, lever action rifle that meets the criteria. But I don't have what? A shotgun. So that's probably what I'm going to have to work on, getting. Now, I did like shooting the 410 and the 20, especially the 20, because it was kind of like, that'd probably actually be, because I thought about getting a 28 before. It's probably not got a long enough barrel to be good for pheasant, but I think a 20 would be a little better. Might be able to use it for that up here, because there are quite a few pheasants here at a certain time of year, but probably need a different gun for that, for hunting. But anyway, I might think about getting me a 20 gauge, like a Stoeger or something like that. I know CZ makes some too, but Stoeger usually has the dual triggers and all that. And I would eventually like to get a 12 gauge too. But I think for me, trying to go easy on this body that's getting a little more miles on it, I might opt for the 20. So. And of course, there's other gear you need. You need the holder for your shotgun shells, and it'd be nice to have a nice rig for my revolvers when I finally get to where I think I know I want to be with whatever class I end up in. But they have kind of a beginning class of competition up here. They call it sodbusters, and you can work with the club. I think people sometimes help you out a little bit trying to get started with your weapons and things, as far as being able to find ways to help you compete. So we'll see how that goes, and see if I actually make it there to do that. In any event, I want to go there and just see all the folks in action next month, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I just wanted to say, for all those that are out there, been doing this a long time, I appreciate all the videos, all the sharing that you guys do in encouraging this. And, of course, I got to work on my outfit here, on my attire, make sure I got the right duds, So I got the cowboy hat to get started. And, where I bought this one was in 1980 in Jackson. I call it Jackson, but Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Nice Stetson there, which at that time was a pretty nice hat, as a 3X. So I've had this a while. I also got a little rain thing I can put over it, but hopefully we won't need that. So, Sweet Desert Boy always says, be safe out there, whatever you're doing. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye now.